See, the thing is about at least my facial hair. I'm not gonna talk for everybody, but well, I could, but you know.
You typically do, yeah.
I typically do.
Well,
Nice.
welcome to the Beard Dudes.
Yeah,
we
welcome to
just
the bearded boys.
the Dilemma Dudes
Noah,
wasn't
you can
working
leave.
anymore.
Yeah, now it's the bearded boys.
So all that's gonna happen is we're just gonna sit here and you guys can just visualize our beards if you're just
Yeah.
listening.
Yep.
Uh,
Noah's got fantastic mutton chops right now.
No, I've got like a
on his
Gandalf
head.
thing going on.
That's the thing is I could not ever imagine you with like actual facial hair.
No, stubble I can
I'm gonna
imagine
do
you,
it.
but then like the next day you'll shave.
I want to see you with like a giant handlebar mustache.
I dare. It's the pandemic. I dare you
I'll
to
try
grow
it.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
I tried it a couple weeks ago. We were having the same conversation a few weeks ago about me growing
It
out a
takes
beard.
longer than a few weeks to
I
grow
know,
a
and I
beard.
tried. I think I didn't shave for like 12 days maybe, and then
Takes
I
a
was just.
Well, there's
little bit longer
I
than
felt
that.
like such
Well,
a slob.
dude, there's a guy at
You
my
have to
work
get
who's
past that like sketchy stage.
Yeah, where I was
There's
like,
always
I
like
just
the
looked
like
at
5 o'clock
myself.
shadow, which is like, ooh, that's hot. Then there's like, you looks like you don't shower just because of your facial
Mhm.
hair. You have to get past that.
Yeah, like no matter what, my face just looked dirty.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the problem like that's where I suffer. I just always am in the sketchy stage.
Yeah.
Just constantly.
Yeah.
Just a sketchy.
Even when you
guy.
have a big full beard, your beard
Yeah.
still looks like, oh my god.
Yeah, even when I'm shaved completely clean, everyone goes, "Oh God!"
You just
crackhead
you
coming in.
constantly look like you have your hand on like a static ball or something.
Yeah, I just have crackhead energy. What
For
can I
everybody
say?
who's watching, I want you to imagine Devon's face, clean shaven, but with my hair.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. The creepiest. Just a giant.
You'd
You
look like
just-
an alien, like 100%.
Has,
Hey,
has
are
anyone
you-
seen the
are
movie
you alien
Megamind? That's what I'd look
Yeah.
like.
Well, we got to do our intro.
Oh, my giant
Okay,
blue
hold
head.
on, hold on.
We got to do our
Just-
intro. Are you
just-
ready? Sponsored by
Ooh.
Snapple.
Sponsored by Not Snapple.
Not
brandless.
Snapple.
Oh, God, I decided to go for the peach flavor.
Mm,
Even
good
though I
for
was
you.
trashing it about 30 minutes ago, I decided to give it a whirl.
Well, welcome to the Dilemma Dudes podcast. My name is Noah.
That's great. I'm so glad that we know you.
Congratulations.
Oh, guys, we were practicing this. Come on. We spent so much time on this.
Yeah, my name is Bearded Brutus, aka Devon.
Mhm.
You know that Brutus betrayed everybody.
Brutus?
Everyone's on the edge of their seats right now. They don't know what your name is.
Yeah,
okay?
who are
Everyone
you?
is, and they'll never
Where are
know.
you from?
I'm from the Highlands of Scotland.
Jesus.
Every Scottish person is coming at me with a knife right now.
I was convinced.
No, my name's Keelan.
Cool. And today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do would you rather questions.
Which is still
Dilemmas.
dilemmas.
Still dilemmas. We just thought we'd change it up from these long crime-based getting
Get
us
away from-
canceled questions
Yeah,
to just
exactly.
some more innocent. I think like reading through some of these would you rathers, we found this big list on the internet. Some of them are still pretty dilemmas in your brain. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what would you prioritize in some ways?
I mean, because mainly us doing this isn't about the answer or the question. It's just about us deliberating.
Basically.
So,
It's not like anyone's gonna take our answers seriously.
Yeah.
Unless
No.
you
and actually,
do.
let
And
us
let us know how that works out for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
I'd
If
be
you're in a
very
gang and you've taken some of our advice, I'd love to know about
Yeah.
that.
If you robbed a bank and gave it all to charity, I'd like to know how that worked out.
Write us
Yeah.
from prison or the afterlife. Let us know how that went.
Like, I'm honestly okay with a ghost experience. So, like, if you just like haunt my house for a couple days, I'm okay with that. All right,
Yeah.
just let me know what's going on. But don't do any of that creepy shit where you're like tugging on my leg at night. Don't do that.
Just whip you out of bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Pull
Would
your
you-
sheets
I've,
off.
I've always liked Would You Rathers.
Yeah. I haven't
Those
done this since I was like
Actually-
a kid, but I remember always getting so frustrated by them.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, I don't know what I would rather do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this is gonna be a really hard one to watch, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining
Just
little
the
Noah
table's gonna be
bursting a
flipped.
blood vessel, just trying to figure out what he'd rather do.
Mhm.
Oh, man. Actually, I think this is a good idea. I think let us know. Hit us up on like the Google form
Mhm.
if you want us to keep like maybe we do some dilemmas and then some Would You Rathers in each episode.
Yeah.
So maybe we have like a Would You Rather portion.
Yeah. And when you're at that form, submit. I know submitting the more dilemmas might just be a little bit daunting because you got to write like a whole essay. Not everyone's
and
into
they
that.
don't always have
But
to
would
be
you-
like from
but-
you. Like
Yeah.
you can find them on the internet. If we've done it before, great. If we haven't, great.
Mhm. But would you rather's you could write super fast. So if you have a bunch of those too.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also give Schnapple a try. Let us know how you like it.
Devin, would you rather peach Schnapple or lemon Schnapple?
All right, the table's going over.
I don't know. All right, let's do one of these.
Cool.
We were talking about this one before we started recording, and we'll just do it again because we didn't really dive into it too much. But
let's dive into
the
it.
question is, would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors, or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
See, my problem is with going into the past, and like, don't get me wrong, I think that would be super awesome. Is I'd be afraid to go into the past and be like, oh yeah, your great-great-granddad is like a horrific piece of trash. Like he like butchered an orphanage on the Crusades or something like that.
Yeah.
Whose family are you in? Think about your family.
I'd be so interested to meet my ancestors. Like my great-great-grandchildren, they really got like nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a way I could be like, oh my, but I don't even have children yet.
Name.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. But my ancestors, I feel like, oh, you could like see yourself in them. And
I think
I'm
I
so
think
interested
I would do
in
ancestors as well, because like coming from like a Scottish background,
Mhm.
we really we can trace like, you know, the Ballantyne clan goes back to the Campbell clan, and that go back to, you know, this clan. But I want to see like where it all started and like that sort of thing. I don't know. I just think we've always been like, at least in my family, we're super proud of our heritage, but we don't know a whole ton about our family history on that side.
Mhm. Like my dad was born in England. He moved when he was like 3. But our family over there, like they traced them back a little bit, and we have like, you know, some people that were in the military, and then like way back there was like a lord.
Yeah, my family.
I'm like, I want to meet that
there's
guy.
There's a castle in Scotland that apparently
yeah,
my family
same.
owns.
We have like there's like a manor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Say, so I want to meet the person that owned that.
My family goes back a bit. Like the problem is with my family's scattered all over the freaking place. Yeah. Like we got a little bit of Russian.
What's your background?
It's a little bit of almost everything in Europe.
Well, look at him. He looks like God like messed up, just dumped so many things.
It literally looks like, you know, just like someone spilt a smoothie and just kind of went with it. No, but we got like a little bit of Russian, English, a little bit of Scottish, some Dutch. My mom's side has a tiny.
Dutch is definitely. I was gonna say Dutch.
Like we got a little bit of like German. There's a lot of German on my mom's side. My great grandfather on my dad's side fought World War I and II, I guess, depending on who you're talking about. I think in the British Army.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing is I have no idea where it goes.
Yeah.
We really don't know. We really don't know.
Like going into the future, I don't know, because I feel like it's more when you go into the past, it's more like unanswered questions that you want to know, whereas the future is like completely unknown. So you're kind of like, well, it'd be cool.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd want to go to the future because I don't want to see how messed up the world is.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing is, if I was to go to the future, it wouldn't be because of my family.
No,
it would be because I want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And like, do you think they would really care? Like those people are probably half cyborg. You know, half their mind is already uploaded to the internet.
Yeah.
They probably already know everything.
I mean, isn't Elon Musk developing a chip or something that you can like download your
you can
memories or something?
You can download like your voice crack there. You can download your conscience and stuff, like your thoughts and your memories and. I don't believe. I think it's gonna be a really long time. Like he acts like it's like 2 years away, but
yeah.
I don't know. Elon Musk. I swear he's a lizard. He's one of the lizard men controlling the Illuminati.
Yeah.
You know, he studied at Queen's, or he studied somewhere in Ontario.
Oh yeah.
He went to university, and then he ended up going to like...
Yeah, but let's be real. Like he didn't learn his knowledge on Earth. He learned it on like another planet.
Yeah.
And he just took excessive amounts of shrooms.
The child that Devin gave up.
Ah.
They didn't torture him.
They did.
They enlightened him.
That's what it looks like when like he seems like he's probably had some torture in his past.
He's an android.
He's not. He's a Tesla.
All right, let's go to another one. So
cool.
This one is: would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Rewind button.
Yeah.
I don't want to answer too quickly. Last time I answered quickly, I got kicked in the nuts for it.
I think I would say a rewind. Pause would be like helpful, but I feel like I would never think to use it.
But with the rewind, would you get to redo things, or would it just be you just get to relive?
I feel like you get to redo them. Yeah.
If it was a redo, then 100%.
Well, because like if you were like for the sake of example, if I was to rewind 5 minutes, I could change the entire 5 minutes by acting differently.
Would that change who you are though? Because a big part of like who people are is like their mistakes and stuff like that.
Well, you definitely wouldn't grow as a person.
Yeah.
No, you'd be
But
a very shallow person.
the thing about the pause button is like I think it would be useful. Like let's say you're having like an intense conversation with like a loved one, you're like getting angry. Like
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna pause and think. But I think I would never do that.
No, I would never think to do
like
that.
I'd be like I don't
And
want to
also,
pause. I'm in this
can
right
you
now.
interact, when you hit the pause button, can you interact with things? Like, let's
That's
say you
my
got
one, yeah.
5 minutes to go to work. You're like, crap, I forgot. Pause button. You go get a shower.
Mhm.
You get dressed. You
Right.
drive to work. You punch in, and then you go resume, and you're there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
is that how it works,
I
or
guess-
is everything paused?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a good question.
even you.
Even me.
But then, how do you unpause? Is the question.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, I definitely would do rewind as because I would like just erase a lot of really embarrassing
Well, that's the thing
moments
is,
of my life.
I'd wanna
you
keep
could
some.
literally be the biggest dick. You could do anything you want and just go, doesn't matter because I can
Yeah,
go
I'm gonna
back
go-
and erase it pretty much.
Yeah.
You'll still get all the satisfaction of,
Yeah.
of like telling someone off in the moment. But,
Yeah.
then
But do
you
you
just
know
go back and get rid of it though.
Do you know how satisfying it would be to be like in a screaming argument with somebody, and then they're like, "Your argument doesn't make sense," and you go, "Rewind." Now it does.
Right.
Remember when you wake up like in the middle of the night and you go, "Damn it, I should have said this." You
Yeah.
just rewind and actually say it.
Yeah, yeah.
I definitely do rewind.
I think rewind. This is like a definite, like obvious rewind.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone
Pause
dreams
is like
about-
not that much.
No,
Like,
everyone dreams about having like redoing moments in their life.
mhm.
Like, and I don't think any of us like, unless you're like super insecure about every single thing you do, no one would rewind every little oopsie.
No,
It would be the big ones, the ones that like kind of haunt you, or like
if everyone rewinded
ones
every
that,
single
like-
little oopsie, Devin wouldn't be here. So-
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. No,
He'd
but
be-
you
he'd be
would
murdered.
you would rewind like
No, he
the,
wouldn't been
the,
born.
those super embarrassing moments of your life,
I'm
not
saying-
like the little things.
I'm saying he would have been born, but someone has thought about killing him and hasn't, and they're gonna go back and be like, "God, I
Right.
should have."
Shut up.
Okay, we're giving this power to one of us exclusively. Not everybody.
So, now, would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral?
To my
Wedding.
funeral.
I'd feel so bad if no one showed up to my wedding.
I know. I would think the same thing because a funeral.
Who cares?
I mean,
You're
funerals.
dead.
Yeah, you wouldn't know, but you'd be like, "Oh, so I guess I've lived my entire life and no one cares about me."
Yeah.
That's the crappy part.
So I
But
guess
your
at
wedding
a
would be
funeral,
like you'd
if you
live
know.
through that. That'd be so awkward.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like the wedding thing,
even
like I
the-
feel
even
like
the bride doesn't show up, and you're like, it's just you. Priest doesn't show up. You just booked a church for
Yeah.
2 hours.
But that's
and
the thing is
it.
like with the wedding, everybody hates weddings, no matter what. You can be your best friend. It can be
I don't hate
your
weddings.
siblings. Like most people don't like weddings.
I like weddings. Like I like the ceremony. I'm like that's super cute. I love it. It's always like the the
It's that time in
reception's nice.
between the ceremony and the
I
reception.
hate the dancing part of it.
Yeah.
Because you know what they do? You're a dancer, go. That's not how this works.
I've never
I'm a-
been told
I'm a-
that.
Or like the
I'm a
stupid or like
choreographed dancer. I do things when people like show me and then I practice it for weeks.
yeah.
yeah.
or like the super stupid games where like what's the thing that the bride wears on her thigh? The like the
Oh, the
circlet thing.
garter?
Yeah, where they like take that off and have to throw it, and all the single guys have to go run and get it. I'm like, I don't
Right.
want to get up.
Also,
Screw that.
Also, she's been standing in a dress for like 3 hours. That thing's probably sweaty.
Yeah.
That thing's so gross. And then when then they pressure you to go up there, and then you don't even try, and then you get roasted for not trying. This happened to me if you haven't noticed.
Mhm.
It's like why would I try to go grab that?
He starts crying.
I'm just gonna drink with you.
I don't mind weddings.
No, I
But
like weddings. but-
I think if I was like aware that no one showed up to my funeral, like
Yeah.
I'm in the afterlife and saw that, that would
Well, I
suck.
think that's
I-
what it's supposed to be. You're aware.
Mm, yeah.
I think I honestly, if I was like in the afterlife locking down and no one was at my funeral, I'd probably just be like, yeah, it makes sense.
Funeral is like you have one shot. If someone didn't show up to your wedding, you're like, okay, well, I guess I wasn't meant to
Just
be.
get
I'll try
married again.
Yeah.
Or at least throw another celebration.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right? You can have some sort of party or anything like that. Like I'm the type of person where like I don't really care if I have a big wedding or anything like
Yeah.
that. I'm cool to just have like a small celebration. Yada yada yada. Like
It's not up to you though. So.
Oh no, it's totally not up to me. I'm just saying from my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Like I would rather I'm totally okay
Devin's
with like
future wife.
please don't listen to this.
She's gonna come back.
Let
and
him
watch
make
this.
all the choices for the wedding.
yeah,
I'm
jeans and
curious.
t-shirt. But I would rather have no one show up to my wedding, because if it was my funeral and no one showed up, it would make me feel like I had literally zero impact on anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. That's your whole life, and no one cares about you. At least
Literally.
your
I
wedding,
think,
might be like
I don't think I would care if no one came up to my wedding or my funeral. I wouldn't care unless my family also wasn't there.
Yeah.
Then I'd be like,
Well, like
Oh,
your
what?
kids, like what does that say about your relationship with your kids and your
Yeah.
wife if they don't show up to your funeral?
yeah.
Yeah, it's okay if they don't show up to your wedding because they're not even there yet. But like your funeral, man, like I feel like that's like the last thing you have.
Yeah.
And if anyone cared about you at all, they would show up. Where a wedding, like, sure, might just be bad timing and 50% of the people can't show up. But your funeral, if you meant anything to anybody, they would show up.
Right.
Mm,
Right.
yeah.
And plus, I also want to see people cry about it.
I think I'd rather have. I'd rather
Or
not.
laugh.
I'd rather have.
Your brothers would definitely just be snickering in the
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'd prefer people not showing up to my wedding because funeral would. Yeah, that'd just be sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's do. Let's.
On
sorry.
that
I
som-
definitely-
on that
I
somber
definitely-
note.
On that somber
I would
note.
definitely play the song at my funeral. I'll play the song. It's not unusual. You know, it's not unusual. That's the song I would play at my funeral.
Okay.
And I want to get fed through a wood chipper.
My goodness.
My grandma always says, if she dies before my grandfather, she wants to get cremated and put in a can of paint to get painted on the wall on the bedroom, so she can watch my grandfather through the afterlife to make sure
That's so
that
funny.
he
But
is
then- but then,
he's behaving himself.
then when they sell the house,
You just don't tell them
she
that.
just
Yeah, you
comes
just
back
don't
when
tell
she's
them
like,
that.
"Who's these?"
It's like, what are all these gray specks in the
Yeah.
in the paint here? Like, that's a very weird artistic
unusual.
choice. Just don't ask.
All right.
Sorry, Grandma.
Yeah.
So here's another one. Would you rather always say everything on your mind or never speak again?
Never speak again.
Right now, I feel like I'm
Because-
saying everything on my mind.
Well, here's the thing. Never speak again. Would I be able to use American Sign Language?
Yeah, or like a whiteboard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would be like you could not communicate.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's probably what it is. Saying everything on your mind would be pretty.
I
scary.
already say 85% of what's on my mind. Now the
That's what
problem
this
is
whole
though,
podcast
the
is
problem
us just
is
saying
though
what's-
the other like small percentage, the other like 20-25% is really screwed up.
Yeah,
It's really horrible.
I've heard some of the things before when we'll be sitting in a cafeteria and you'll just be like, "I wonder what would happen if I just like whipped a burger at that lady." Like, imagine if you like just, or you're like, "I wonder what would happen if I just like screamed at this person."
Yeah, but here's
Like,
the
imagine
thing
if
is like
you always just did that. Like,
no, but it's not doing the things that's always on your mind.
It's
It's
saying.
saying it.
no, but if you were thinking in your head, "I just want to scream at that person," you would just scream at that person.
But I also work in retail, so like if someone comes up and is like, "This
Oh.
HDMI cable you gave me just doesn't work," and I'd be like, "Well, you're just a fucking moron."
You could not work retail and have that like.
I don't
at
know
all.
though, like if you haven't noticed, I like to talk.
Okay.
I like to communicate. I don't, and like I'm too stupid to learn sign language or anything.
Notice how
like,
he doesn't say he's.
Sorry, can I make sure the camera sees your sign language?
I was gonna say, notice how he doesn't say that he's good at communication. He just says he likes
He
to.
likes
I
to
like
communicate.
I likes to communicate. No, but I would probably speak whatever's on my mind.
I
Because
don't
let's
think
be honest.
I would just stay completely silent for the rest
But
of
here's
my
the
life.
thing: is which one would ruin your relationships more? Never communicating ever to them and just being like a blank sheet of paper, or like someone comes out and is like, "Oh, how do I look in this dress?" And you're like, "You look like a cow."
Blank sheet of paper would ruin your relationship over a span of time. Saying what's on your mind would ruin it in a second.
But wait,
Yeah,
wait. Do
exactly.
they, here's the question, though. Here's the question: is if I'm allowed to communicate, I could say like, "Hey, I made a deal with Satan, and I can only speak my mind. I'm sorry." And
that
like-
would ruin it too. Deal with Satan. Sorry,
Yeah.
bye.
no, but like at least I could so mildly explain myself, and they'd at least kind of know what they're in for.
Yeah.
Where if you're just a weirdo who's just a mute forever, and there's no medical reason for it, you just decide not to talk ever again.
I'm sure there's someone out there that all of a sudden like that woke up one day and just couldn't talk.
It's not like, but they would have a medical reason behind it. What in this situation, it would just be like, "Oh, Keelan just decided to
Yeah, but
never
eventually
say
they'd-
again."
Eventually, they'd figure out like, "Oh, this
What's
guy
the-
obviously just
what's
can't
the,
talk."
Dang it, John the Baptist father. Getting into the Bible here, folks. You know, Jesus' cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
when he couldn't speak until John was born. No one. It was God, but
Well, yeah, I remember
Right?
this, yeah.
he did communicate.
I remember.
through,
Sorry,
like-
when I say remember this, I mean I remember listening to an audio book about this.
I remember this.
Remember when this happened?
I was there.
I remember everyone was shocked.
Um,
Jeremy fainted. Sorry, Jeremiah fainted.
No, I think Zacharias? Is that? I can't remember his name. I haven't read my Bible in a little bit there, folks. But he was able to communicate through like writing.
Yeah. Oh well, this does just say you'll never be able to speak again. So let's
I
say you
think
can't
writing,
communicate.
sign
But my
language.
spelling is so horrible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've decided. You'll say whatever you want. We
Yeah,
won't.
definitely.
I won't do that.
You won't do that? You would
Because
rather never speak again.
I mean, if I could get under control, I've been working on it, like judging people less. Where like my first thought in my brain is usually to judge someone, but I'm trying to like if I can get over that, like I don't
Yeah.
actually like feel those things.
Well, because think about it. No more podcasts. No more any sort of live entertainment or entertainment in any. Like, you're literally resigning yourself.
I would make like some other kind of career out of it. I think it'd be pretty cool if I just all of a sudden
What,
couldn't talk
like
for some reason.
sign language TV?
Yeah,
Where it's just you sitting in a chair just going like,
I can still hear.
That's so.
I could
my
be
sister,
the people on the news that do the sign language.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
my sister
They're
just
epic.
took a sign language class for school,
Mm-hmm.
and it is actually like an official language. There are communities in the States that are primarily deaf communities, and I think there's a university that
Yeah.
that is primarily for like people who are hard of hearing or deaf. But she was talking. It's crazy. This is kind of weirdly off topic. She's talking about sometimes the deaf community is very elitist. So if you are fully deaf, they sometimes look down on people who are just hard of hearing,
Yeah, I get that.
which is super weird.
Weird. But yeah, I'd
So
be
like if you're
scared if I was
is there a difference though between being fully deaf from birth and does that make you the top of the totem pole?
Yeah.
And then if you like get in an
Fully
accident
deaf from
and
birth,
you harmed your eardrums,
born to deaf parents, like there's like
That's
if your
crazy.
that's
family,
crazy.
yeah.
I
like
want to
they-
hear more about this.
But I
It's
imagine
crazy.
like trying to meet anyone if you always said what was on your mind. Oh, I think that just stopped recording.
This part of the podcast is called Noah Checks on a Camera, and Keelan and Devon sit here awkwardly. So what were we talking about?
We're back.
We're back.
I think
Not
I was
bad.
about to go on a tangent about sorry, we'll explain. One of our cameras just died, so right now you're just gonna get all of us in one view, which will make editing quite easy for me. I don't have
so
to,
much easier.
I don't have to sit there and watch the entire thing and just
Twice
click watch
with-
camera.
Both
Yeah.
of us, and then once more with Devon.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's all good. I was about to go on a tangent about if you always felt what was on your mind, because
Yeah.
when you meet someone for the first time, you are being very judgmental. That's
Oh,
just
yeah.
human nature.
Yeah.
Like that first
Not
moment.
judgmental in like always a bad way, but you
No,
are
but you're-
looking at them and you have thoughts about what
The
they
first,
look like.
it's like I learned this in. We'll go back to my
Oh,
psychology
philosophy.
class.
That's
now.
Of
right.
course,
Sorry,
yes.
you're
That
You're an expert.
literally that first minute, like you meet someone, that sticks with a person forever. Like the first time you meet someone, even if you don't realize it, like subconsciously, it's there.
Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Like first
So-
impressions are crazy.
I think if I was to speak my mind all the time, I actually could stay in retail because when listen.
No, you could.
No,
not.
listen.
No,
Because
you
when
could
I
not.
talk to people, 90% of the time when I talk to somebody at my job, my mind is blank. I really
That-
don't.
that-
I'm not thinking anything.
that
So you're
comes
just not gonna
with,
say
like-
anything. You're just gonna be like,
Well, no, like
the
it,
things he's going on. He's like selling these products so good.
like literally nothing's in my mind except for what is directly in front of me.
Right.
The only time I really go like, oh my goodness, this guy's an absolute moron, blah, 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 is when it's like something really bad.
Right.
So yeah, in those situations, I would get really in trouble. But those situations are like very few and far between most of the time. Like more often than I'd like, but still, they're not the majority of my interactions.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm just meeting people casually. I'm not sitting there going like, all right, this Noah guy, he's holding that microphone a little bit weird to the side of his face. Oh no, my goodness, why is the light loud?
but I feel like
like I'm not
you might not
doing
be doing
that,
that
most of
right
the time.
now, but sometimes you would be. And imagine just that situation where. 'cause
But
it's
if you're doing that,
subconscious
you probably
thoughts.
already don't really like the person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So then you want them to know.
But
Like
then-
every person you don't like is just gonna know exactly how you feel about
then
it.
It's called
Devin-
honesty, Noah.
Devin, do you-
No, there's a line. There's a line.
There's also the idea that, I mean, like as an actor, when I'm on stage, my mind is blank, but I can look out at the audience and think things.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so that would be a problem.
You're just out there and you're like, to be or not to be.
Hey,
That guy's
there's my
freaking
mom.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be freaking funny.
That's the
Usually
best
your
situation.
dad, but that's what.
Fair enough. But here's the thing: is that like the whole honesty thing kind of goes both ways, though. Like, let's say you're in a very like emotional situation, and you want to say something really good, but maybe you're like too uptight about it, or you don't feel comfortable saying it, or you're just scared to say it. It comes out anyway.
Yeah.
And sometimes that can be a good thing.
Yeah, honesty.
I'd say maybe 20% of the time it would be a good thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be as detrimental as you think it would be.
No.
I think it would be.
I think I would still. I would still not.
Yeah.
I'd rather not.
No,
speak.
I would speak my mind.
All right.
100%.
I'm excited to, if we get in this hypothetical situation, I'm really excited to see how that goes.
Really excited
Alright,
to
buddy.
me and Noah just be dead silent. 'Cause
Yeah.
we can't talk.
Yeah.
And
Oh, you would be the okay. So
He
the
would just
worst
be
part of this,
roasting us.
the
Yeah.
worst part about this entire hypothetical thing, though, is like if you have to say everything that's on your mind, is if you say something embarrassing, and then you have to verbally go, "Stupid idiot, God, goddamn,
Yeah, like this includes like you're like checking someone out, and you're speaking
Yeah.
exactly what you.
Oh,
think
I
that
speak
they're
that out loud anyway.
No, you don't.
I have never seen you. That's called catcalling.
What if you're
we
checking
don't
out
do
like a
that
guy?
anymore,
Yeah.
Devin.
Because like guys check each other out sometimes.
Oh, 100%,
I mean, hopefully
yeah.
I'm just not like Sorry, guys.
You just
I
outed
check-
yourself.
I
We're
check
like
each-
me and Devin are
Oh,
like, no,
No, we don't do
What's
that.
happening?
That's weird.
No, it's okay to appreciate, what
Yeah.
another man.
You're
is.
just
Yeah,
like
fine.
commenting on a guy's bulge. You're just like sitting in the mall. You're like, dang.
That's not what
He's
I was
backing
looking
down.
at.
Dang, Jeremy, you're hanging a little to the left, aren't you?
Just imagine the situations. Oh man. Okay, let's go to another one. We spent a while on this.
Oh my
So-
goodness, yeah.
The camera even died. The camera's like, guys, let's move along.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll probably do like two more.
Yeah.
So, would you rather be the most popular person at work or school, or the smartest person at work or school?
Oh, that's hard.
Because it's really, I guess the difference would be you have the most either potential or the most connections.
Yeah. Like looking back on high school, once I got to like grade 11, I did not care about popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was just like, I had friends and I wanted to get out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
But I also was not smart.
here's the
Sitting
thing,
here with
though.
a 62 average.
Yeah.
Like,
Just because you're smart, let's be honest, being the smartest person in high school doesn't really mean you're a genius.
no.
So we're not talking about genius level smarts here.
Yeah.
So that doesn't necessarily really get you anywhere. It could if you have the right drive, but
Unless
it doesn't guarantee you anything.
Well, as
We're
Unless
being-
you go
we're
to like
being, like, the
Harvard,
most-
it means saying you're the smartest person at that school.
Yeah, like I guess it really depends on your school too,
Yeah.
right? But then being the most popular person again doesn't really guarantee you anything, but it gives you more connections. Like just being liked by everybody.
Yeah.
20 years down the road, you talk to so and so who's in your math class, and he remembers you as the most awesome dude in the world. He will help you out.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're being the smartest person. Oh, great, you can do freaking advanced nuclear physics in your head, but it didn't get you anywhere. Unless
Yeah.
you have the very specific drive.
well,
Yeah.
as a guy who is both the smartest and most popular
course.
person in school.
So tell me which one you could
in
live
this
without.
in this podcast.
I would say that I'd probably prefer to be the smartest.
All right, next
yeah.
one.
No, I never cared. I never cared to be popular at school. Like I didn't care to be like the smartest, but I definitely
No.
cared to feel like, not like being the smartest can also mean that people will like look for you for help. Like you don't always look for
I
the
guess-
most popular kid. Like,
I was
oh,
gonna
I
say,
need help
I
with
guess
this in class.
If we're thinking about like high school popularity is dumb.
Work
Popularity
is different,
in the sense of like you are well connected.
Did it specifically say high school?
It
Or-
said
though.
school or work.
School, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
okay.
so like you are well known, you're well liked is also the word popular. I think the word popular has gotten bad rap because
of high school.
of
Most popular
like,
doesn't necessarily mean you're the most well liked though. It just means
yeah, sure you can be popular for being a dick, but
no, like it doesn't mean because usually the most popular people like you either love them or you hate them.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
they're
the thing,
popular
but
because
that's-
everyone talks about
that
them.
word popular has gotten a bad rap because of that.
I
Mhm.
think in this situation you would just be the most universally liked person.
Yeah, like well connected. Well,
Yeah.
I think I would rather that than being like I mean like
Do
in
you
high school I was liked, not by everybody. I had friends in lots of different like different friend groups who sometimes they hated each other. But like,
Do you keep all your other personality traits the same? 'Cause
that's
a lot,
what I'm wondering.
A lot of the thing is when you get like super smart, you sacrifice a lot of likability, and a lot of likable people sacrifice their like education
Let's
for
just say
more of a
you're.
social
Let's just say
standing.
you're who you are.
Just
like
you're
you're who you
flipping
are now.
one.
Yeah.
I would probably go with smartest. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably
Why?
just
Because you're already popular enough.
well, I think I'm likable enough that I
Yeah.
could fit in almost any social situation.
Right.
I'm already a little bit of a social chameleon.
Yeah.
And being the smartest person, like I'm definitely not the smartest person in the world ever.
I mean,
And I think that
at
would-
your old school you were.
At my school, yes, of course. Being the
Just
homeschooled
I was
one.
gonna say,
Sure,
everyone
yeah.
who didn't know, he was in school.
But being the smartest person that not only like this is just me thinking about me personally, it would buffer out one of what I think is not like one of my weaknesses, not
Right.
being like super educated, not being the most academically inclined person.
Yeah, me
being the
neither.
smartest person would obviously counteract that.
It also doesn't specify what type of smart, right? Because like I'm not academically smart, but I'm smart. Like we're all smart in the ways of like creativity wise.
I'm assuming it means academic wise. Like
I think it's
math.
just smart in whatever environment
Whatever
you're in.
environment you're in. Yeah.
So if
'Cause
you're at work, you're
you- I mean,
you're the smartest.
you work at
worker.
McDonald's.
Yeah, you know how all the fryers work. You know the exact temperature it needs to be, right off the top of your head.
Yeah.
No, I definitely think being the smartest would really take care of a lot of shit for me.
I'd
Yeah.
say, like in my like deepest desires is probably I'd rather be the smartest.
Yeah.
Like I don't care to. I like to be accepted, but I think being the smartest doesn't mean that you wouldn't be accepted. It just
Right.
might mean you don't like hang out with the most people. You don't have the most friends.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the
But
thing is I
that's
think
not even that gratifying. Having like 80 friends is not that gratifying.
And another thing is I think all of us are likable enough that we're already at least mostly accepted in the groups we're in. And by even outsiders who don't really know us well. So then being smart would just help us out like, oh, heck, I want to go do this, random thing. I'd be smart enough to be able to figure it out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or
Right.
like say like, you're not very well liked, but if someone's hurt, you would know what to do,
Mhm.
or like something like that. Like
Mhm.
there's just I guess like general smarts
Yeah.
in general. would
And that's
be-
also another thing, like with me, like I find as soon as someone calls me an idiot or like someone treats me as if I'm stupid, I get super miffed very, very quickly.
Yeah.
So if I'm a super smart person, that would just kind of eradicate that entire part of my
'Cause
personality.
you're so smart that you're not.
Exactly. I'd be so smart that I would know I'm not, and it
Yeah.
would just kind of eradicate that character flaw,
Mhm.
which I obviously not a huge fan of that character flaw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think, I don't know. I think just being the smartest person would be pretty cool.
Well, we learned
Yeah.
lots today. I can't even remember all the questions we went over.
No,
But,
and that's okay.
I'm excited to meet my ancestors, though.
Yeah.
That's something I have all these ones. That's one that I would just absolutely love.
Yeah.
I'm
Just meet my
scared, but I'm
ancestors.
also excited.
I
Honestly,
think
I
it'd be
I
so
think I
cool.
would meet my ancestors.
It would be
Yeah.
so cool.
That'd be
Anyways,
super
guys, make sure you subscribe and follow us and like
Yeah.
everything that we
Yeah.
do.
We've got our Instagram page is Dilemma Dudes Pod, Yikes Comedy page, which is the overlying mothership of this podcast, is Yikes Comedy. You can find me at boywonder_3.
And I'm at _Hollinshead.
You're
I
sorry,
am
say that again.
N
There we
_
go.
Hollinshead.
I am NOVEDXD
Yeah.
Yeah.
on
Heck yeah.
Instagram. And check out, like, depending on what you're listening to, whether it's Spotify, YouTube, or anything, check out a couple of the other mediums because,
Yeah.
definitely know I like listening to podcasts while I drive. And, I think Spotify's a good place to do
Yeah,
it.
we're on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts. We're trying to get on Apple.
Yeah.
Steve
Maybe
Jobs
by
just,
now
like,
we'll have
hates
it.
us.
Steve Jobs needs to rise again
Mm.
and say, "Here," and give us the Apple legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening.
We appreciate it.
And submit your ideas on the Google form. It's going to
Yeah.
be linked below. And we'll see you again soon.
See you on the flip side.
Peace.
Peace.